am about to go to the permaculture meeting tonight, and I'm going to go pick some excess produce so I can take it to share and swap. Tonight's meeting is about agroforestry, actually being delivered by one of our friends, so I'm really looking forward to that. He grows mushrooms, and hopefully he can teach us in the near future how to grow our own mushrooms, because that would be really amazing. But I just wanted to give you an update on all the animals. All the lambs are doing well, the piglets are doing amazing, and we had some baby goslings hatch today, which is really exciting. So I'll be sure to show you that. And I'm also going to show you what I'm going to take to the food swap. So I'm just at the permaculture meeting, about to get out of the car, and I wanted to show you quickly what I brought with me because I forgot to do that at home. I've got a horseradish plant, some Tuscan kale, some red Russian kale, some coriander, and Dead Sea soap with Dead Sea mud and Dead Sea salt, some Refresh soap. This one's got Australian green clay and essential oils of ylang ylang, cedarwood, grapefruit, bergamot, basil, rosemary and peppermint. And this one here is just a charcoal soap. So I'm going to go pop in and listen to what the speaker has to say today, and also swap my awesome produce. So I will update you when I get home with what I swapped for. Just gotten back from the permaculture meeting, and I got a couple of limes. I've got a few packets of seeds. That's mainly what I got this time. I've got some tomatoes. These ones are large, red and juicy. Sounds good. Some tomato. They're like a really dark black tomato. White eggplant. Some more artichokes to put through the food forest, and some dill so I can make dill pickles. The little piglets are doing so good. They're so cute. Oh, hi. It's so cute. Rexy, you're not a duck. I spent the afternoon in here today covering our hugelculture mounds with soil, the soil that was delivered from a guy that we met down the road. There's the rest of the hugelculture mounds, just piled up sticks. And yeah, we've been covering them with dirt so they can start breaking down, and then hopefully we can get our hands on some mulch to top dress it with mulch and get rid of some of these weeds because it's weedy in here. But yeah, we've got quite a bit to go, so still got a lot of work in here, but we made a start on it, so that is good. Good morning. Today is Monday, which means that we need to sort out this green waste, process it. We picked it up yesterday. Sunday's our bin day, and so is Wednesday, so we're going to sort through and get all the fruit out for the piggies and compost the rest and maybe give some to the chookies. So it's a little bit cooler today. We're going to get a heap of rain again, which is good. Top up the water tanks for summer, watering all the seeds and plants that we've been planting. So it's much needed and appreciated, but it's going to slow us down a little bit. Hello piggies!
Sure, Hank.
The compost is done for another day. When we get the next batch of bins on Wednesday, we'll add some more hay and layer it up even more. You can see the difference in layers and how it's starting to break down. And once we're satisfied with how full it is, we'll move on to the next bay. And the next bay. I have a bin full of lettuce, which I'm going to feed out to the chooks.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Mama, how good it's going.
We've gotten that. In here. And we've got a few more loads that we can do in the next few weeks. Cleaning out our neighbour's hay shed for the upcoming hay season. It's mutually beneficial. We get to use this for our animal bedding and they get a nice clean hay shed. Some of the goodies from today's lunchtime haul. Got a heap of sprouting broccoli. That goes down deep. That will be for lunch with our eggs and rice. And then the cauliflower will go in tonight's dinner. And we've also been bartering milk with someone that we know. So we trade milk for veggies. The big little squirt is going on a little chore. He's got to go down to the bottom of the paddock.
No!
And he's going to move the cows because they're in the wrong paddock.
So you're sitting back on your seat, going downhill.
I've had a lovely day pottering in the garden. I'm about to go back down there to finish off planting a few things, some more seedlings, and just weeding out a bit. I need to pick a basket full of goodies for my friend. I'm trading her homegrown produce for milk. So I'm going to pick a cauliflower and I'm going to see what else I have. I've also got a dozen eggs for her. So let's go have a look. Look at this cauliflower. It's one of the best I've ever grown. I've just found this gosling half drowned in mud. So it's very cold. I'm going to take it inside. See if I can get it to recover. I'm not really sure what's going on with this little guy. Keeps kind of thrashing about. It's a little bit cold. I don't know if it's injured, but I'm going to pop it in the incubator behind me because we've got some eggs in there and I thought it's a perfect temperature. So I'm going to pop it in there to warm up. Hopefully he survives and makes it, because this morning we found one of the piglets dead as well, so I don't know if Mama sat on it, but I think something like that happened because it was fine yesterday. I think Mama just crushed it, which is really sad and unfortunate, and hopefully this little guy is okay. It's like someone stood on him in the mud and just either injured it, it couldn't get up, so I think it got really cold. So anyway, I'm going to pop it in the incubator before it gets even more cold. Cleaned it up in some warm water, and then yeah, put it in the incubator for a little bit and hopefully it can warm up and be okay. The little goslings come good. Spent about an hour in the incubator and it's all good and healthy, so I'm really happy. I love this little patch of pretties. I can't wait till this whole area it's controlled from the weeds and I can have more pretty flowers in here. I've just ordered a heap of zinnias and a couple of dahlias, and I've got all my dahlias that I'm growing from seed as well. So they're all really beautiful flowers and I can't wait to have more. I've got a few things from the garden to cook for dinner tonight. Some Chinese broccoli, some cauliflower leaves, and some carrots. Now, I only realised you could eat cauliflower leaves this year, and they taste like cauliflower, the ribs do, and then the outside just tastes like Chinese broccoli or kale, Chinese kale. Very mild green, but the ribs are really nice and juicy, and I highly recommend them. If you're going to grow cauliflowers, taste the leaves, they're really good. We're about to go to the food swap and I'm going to show you quickly what we're taking with us to trade. First off, we've got this fig cutting that we've rooted. I've got a bunch of red Russian kale, a bunch of black Tuscan kale. We've got a couple of pieces of soap that I've made, a rosemary plant, and a horseradish plant. So we had a successful day at the food swap. I'm going to show you what we got. We got some leeks, a few oranges, one each for the kids, and some of these echions, which are a beef food, and some of these tomatoes. Look at the weird leaf on them, not like a regular tomato. She called them Uncle Tom's round medium tomatoes. So I'll pop them in the hothouse and plant them out in a few weeks. We've created steps to the new veggie patch. We've done some more hugelkultur beds. We've slashed all the weeds, and yep, just basically just continuing work in here. So Paul's bringing over some compost now, and we need to get the mulcher up and going so we can cover all the mulch. This bottom bit here, I think we're just going to cover it with cardboard and a really thick layer of mulch. I want to grab some carpet later if I've got time, because it's quite late, and cover all this just to kill it back. Yeah, but it's looking good. Love my flowers back here. It's a nice continuation of this veggie patch. So I've just harvested all the veg for dinner. I've got some coriander, some spring garlic, oh, look at this amazing cauliflower. I'm so happy with my collies this year. Oh, get off, Rexy. I've got a heap of sprouting broccoli, a handful of sugar snap peas, and a big bunch of carrots. And I've decided I'm going to make a coconut curry. I've got some desiccated coconut, so I may try and make my own coconut milk. But I've also got some coconut butter, which you dilute and make your own coconut milk or cream with. It's a great zero waste option, or a low waste option, that comes in a jar instead of a tin. And I reuse all my jars to preserve excess produce, so for me it is zero waste. Get out of that, doggy, you can't eat the peas. I've got a little bit of that left, so I'll see how much cream that makes. If not, I'll use some desiccated coconut and see how I go from there. I'm just going to make a simple spice mix with some sorry, dog's jumping off me. I'm just going to make a simple spice mix with some curry powder, which I have in the pantry, a little bit of cayenne pepper. I'm going to use some dried ginger because I don't have any fresh. I'm going to use a spring garlic and probably an onion that's still got in my pantry from before the challenge. And I think that make a really yummy curry served with rice also from the pantry. I'm nearly out of rice, so I'll have to tap into our funds to go buy some, as well as some more flour. And I need to pick up some yogurt tomorrow to start making cultured butter and yogurt again, now that we've got a constant supply of dairy again, which we are bartering for, which is brilliant. And I also put some kaffir lime leaves in there, which I got from the food swap on Saturday, and then all the veg that I picked from the garden. So it's going to be really yummy and I can't wait to eat it. I've had a day at my friend's house making butter and ricotta from the milk that we barter with for veggies. So tonight for dinner we've made ravioli with silver beet from the garden, and then we're frying it up in butter that we made today with some sage also from the garden. I've just picked the first tomato of the season in October. I overwintered these plants down here below my seeds, and oops, I didn't think much was going to happen, and obviously not much has happened. We've only got one little baby one, but I was using space I couldn't use, and it was a bit of fun, a bit of an experiment. So I'm going to eat my first tomato of the season. It's going to be a lovely long season full of tomatoes.
Hello.
The meat birds are huge. These guys are about 18 days old. We got them as day-old chicks, and you can see just how fat they are. They can't even walk, they just waddle. Waddle, waddle. Hey, fatties. The lone piggy is doing good. Rosie thinks she's going to get fed. Just giving her some food. But we've got this little section that's blocked off from Rosie so the piglet can eat some food. Oh, that's my foot that you're trying to eat. I was supposed to make pie tonight, but it's 7 o'clock. It's the kids' bedtime. And I thought I could make pasta real quick and make like a creamy chicken sauce, especially with all these eggs. But I'm not even sure I've got time to do that. Maybe we'll give it a go. I might quickly do it. We'll have a late night tonight, I think. So I decided to make the pasta. I'm going to show you what's in it. We've got homegrown broccoli and cauliflower, and pasta made, there we go, pasta made from flour from the pantry and eggs from our chickens. And in here is last night's roast chicken. I made a white sauce without the cheese because I don't have any. So just flour from the pantry, butter that we bartered for, and milk. And then I made a peri-peri sauce with preserved capsicums from my pantry, dried chilies that I grew a few years ago, some olive oil from the pantry, some lemons that we grew, what else, some salt, and vinegar from the pantry as well, and some garlic as well. And basically cooked that up till it was tender, blended it up, and there's your peri-peri sauce. It's one of my favourite sauces, and it goes really well with chicken and a creamy sauce. So what do I miss most now that we're on this challenge? Clean carrots. Girl is Parker. You may remember her from when she was a little calf. They're all coming over now. I think I've got food for them. I've got a sick child today, so I had to pop into town. I don't usually pop into town just to get one thing, so but I had to get him some colloidal silver because I think he gave himself a tummy bug from putting his hand in the toilet and not washing it afterwards, even though we asked him to. Woke up spewing this morning, and yeah, so I've gone in to get some colloidal silver because I am out. I had a little bit left which got me through the morning, but I wanted to get some more just in case it was contagious. I wanted to give it to everyone so we wouldn't get it as well, but I think we should be okay. Hopefully this is a lesson learned to wash your hands after putting them in the toilet, and maybe don't take your cars into the toilet with you. Anyway, I've popped into town and I'm picking up a few supplies because the pantry is getting pretty low. So when I get home, I'm going to show you everything that we've got. This is my grocery haul for this month. So I wanted to show you what I bought this month. I spent a fair bit more on food this month than last. I bought a few things that I probably didn't need to buy, like the coconut aminos. I could have done without that, but when I make fried rice, it's really nice to add that in. And same with the sesame oil. Now that will last me quite a while. It'll probably last me the year, but I really like adding that into my fried rice. I also bought a little bit more olive oil. You take your own packaging in for this, which is really cool, and it's local and organic, and it's coming into salad season, so we're using much more olive oil than what we would use during winter. I topped up Paul's Coffee Stash. This is an Aldi brand. I went to Aldi for the coffee, the sugar, and the coconut oil because I couldn't really find anything. Well, I can't get local sugar and coconut oil and coffee because they're not grown in our climate. But I got 2 big jars of coconut oil because I prefer to cook in this. when I don't have tallow or fat. My tallow is going to be rancid, so that's going to be going to the chickens to add to their food, and I might make some more soap with it too to trade and barter with, because it'll be fine for that. So that coconut oil will last me quite a while. This was a bit of a luxury. I bought some black rice. It's very high in antioxidants and it's a bit of fun, and I don't mind mixing it in with the other rice that I bought. I also got this. This is a huge pack, and this took up $23 of my budget. It is a big pack of gelatin. It is 500 grams, half a kilo. So I can make marshmallows for the kids and gummies and a few other things with that. It just means the kids don't miss out on having lollies, so I can just make fruit juice lollies with that. Sweetened with honey, or I can just make honey drops with elderberry syrup, and yeah, they love marshmallows. They love putting it on the fire or in a hot chocolate, and so they don't feel like they're missing out. I can maybe make that a couple of times a year for them. I also got this tub of peanut butter. This is Australian peanuts. I can take my own jar in to get that filled up, but I didn't have a jar with me today, so I didn't realise they sold it like that. That's not organic, but it's Australian peanuts. You can't get organic Australian peanuts, it's one or the other. So I chose Australian over imported for logistical reasons, because of packaging and emissions and all that sort of stuff. But also because when nuts and seeds and grains are imported to Australia, they're usually irradiated, which means they're microwaved basically, and you're killing a lot of the good stuff in it as well as the bad stuff. But local nuts and seeds and grains don't need to be irradiated, so I decided that that was the better option. If you're on West Gippsland, I highly recommend the health food shop in Warragul, which is where I got a lot of this stuff from, but they freshly grind their peanut butter in front of you, and you can take your glass jar in, which I'll be doing next time. My flour is just about out. My lovely heritage stone ground Australian flour. And it's really hard to get. I'm on a waiting list, and if I can get it, I'll be getting 2 bags. I'll be getting 50 kilos next time, because it's much cheaper than this, even though this is still great. It's still stone ground. It's not heritage, but it is biodynamic. And it's actually milled only about 40 minutes away from here, so I really liked that. The other one that I was purchasing was milled in New South Wales, which is 18 hours drive if you're going to that specific spot in New South Wales. So as I said, while I was at Aldi, I got the raw sugar. That's to make kombucha and preserves. So when my fruit starts coming in, I'll be able to make jams and preserves, but I'll also be able to preserve my beetroot, which should be ready next week. And yeah, if I need to make a little treat or something, pancakes, I try to use Rapadura sugar, which I still have a lot of, but sometimes if it's a bit more of a delicate flavour, I'll use raw sugar. And I've got 2 kilo bags. Fortunately, it's really hard to find raw organic sugar, and it's near impossible. It's impossible to find it where I am. So I've just gotten Australian raw sugar for now, and if I can maybe find some in Melbourne and bring that up with me next time I'm down there, then I will. And then the last things that I got was some organic rice. I've got this one here. This one's a short grain rice, so we can make rice pudding with that for breakfast. And then I also got a long grain rice from the same farmers. And that's for dinners, for fried rice, or as a side to curry. I really liked this company. They had a few different companies to choose from. There's another company that I've been eyeing off that rain feed their rice. I couldn't get any of that locally, but I could get this one, and they're actually a permaculture farm, so I really, really like that. And I didn't mind supporting them because I think that's fantastic. It's hard to have a commercial permaculture farm, and yeah, I love that. So that is my monthly grocery haul. I had bought a few things several weeks ago. I bought some yogurt so I could start making my own yogurt again. I bought some more olive oil and a bit more rice. and so I've included that in the total cost of my shop. So my monthly food bill has come to $234.79, and I've still got about $160 left over, which I'm going to keep aside for my bulk flour when that comes in. And then hopefully we sell some more produce between now and then. So if we need to top up on rice or olive oil or sugar, we can. So I think it's going really well so far. I'm really enjoying the challenge, and I haven't found it challenging at all, actually. So it's been really, really good. I also got my milk delivery from my friend today for a big basket of veggies. I'm going to turn that into yogurt tomorrow. I'm not really feeling up to it today. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm feeling a little bit flat, so I'm going to just save that task for tomorrow. But I harvested a heap of garlic scapes. Clean you up. There we go. I harvested a heap of garlic scapes this morning, one row out of about 15, and I got a decent basket full. And while I really love them on pizza with zucchini and olive oil and salt, with a little bit of cheese, we don't have any zucchini at the moment, and I don't have any cheese, so I decided to pickle them. They turned out really good. I need to let these sit for a couple of weeks so I can let the flavours develop, but I made a really small jar so I could taste test it to see if I wanted to do the rest of it, because I didn't want to make all these jars of pickled garlic scapes and then not enjoy them. So they're really good. They've got a really nice texture, and they almost taste like artichoke hearts. They're really good. I'm really enjoying those. Okay.
Do that flour first.
Today was compost collecting day. I think we might need to make a new pile. Move it there on Wednesday. And then we went and collected some more hay. So we're just putting that away now. So we just went out to harvest, and look at all that food. I've actually got more out there that I need to pick. A heap more broccoli, a heap more broad beans, probably a heap more peas that are hiding too, but I'm going to go show you what we've got. So these here are shelling peas and broad beans. So I'm going to try and freeze some of these. These here are sugar snaps and snow peas. So these are snow peas, these flat ones, and then the sugar snaps, and these are yellow snow peas. Back to this basket, I've also got some purple potting peas. They're not as nice as the green ones, so if you like sweet peas, I would avoid the purple ones because they're just not as nice. Got some red Russian kale. I picked some carrots. I've got a heap of broccoli. Pull that out. Some more carrots. A kohlrabi. This is a Romanesco. I didn't blanch it, so it went a bit purpley and didn't stay lime green. And these are purple cauliflowers. And then over here, I've got some more carrots. And I pulled my first garlic out and starting to head up. This one, I saw that it was kind of growing a bit funny, so I pulled it out just to see what was happening. But it's bulbed up nicely, but it wouldn't keep if I was to try and store this. But it's still perfect for tonight's dinner, and if I see any more like this, I'll just pick them and use them fresh, and I'll store the best ones so that they last longer. But that's it for tonight's garden haul. I'm going to start cooking dinner now. I'm making a stir fry with some pasta, and I'm going to use coconut minos to flavour it. So this is all the veggies mixed together. with the mince. Just cooking them down a bit. And then I'll add in the noodles. So today we spent the day on the other side of the monster veggie patch. Paul's put in the posts for the fence. And I've dug two veggie patches, 2 by 3 meters each, for the corn. So I've planted true gold corn in here, and I've also planted some squash because I'm going to be doing the Three Sisters. So I'm going to wait a couple of weeks before I plant my beans, probably red kidney beans in this area because I don't need to harvest them until they're dry. And then underneath I'll put spaghetti squash on one and grandma pumpkins on the other, which is kind of like a butternut but not.
Drop.
Ta.